Hello and welcome to my channel, Too Cute for Cancer. My name is Jody and I am living with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer that has now spread to my bones. I had a totally different subject ready to do this week, but then something happened that really affected me, and I felt like maybe it was a subject that has impacted more than just myself, right? So I thought I would share with you today. When I was first diagnosed with cancer, I hadn't really met many people with cancer, other than my 87-year-old grandma and some distant people, I guess what I'm trying to say, I had no personal friends close to my age who had cancer. I felt really alone and frustrated with this new addition to my life called cancer. At one of my radiation treatments, while waiting my turn to be called in, there was a man who was dressed in a monkey suit, a monkey costume. And yes, you heard me right, it was a monkey costume. His name was John. John had cancer and wore this costume to the radiologist to make him laugh. He said, "Hey, doc, do you think that radiation is changing me? Hey, look. It was hysterical. The whole room was laughing, yeah. So anyway, John and I we were the same age. We did not have the same cancer. He had brain cancer and, I had breast cancer. Anyway, we became hard, fast, long-term friends. John and I his family became my family's biggest supporters in the cancer journey. Having someone that really knew my struggles gave me so much more peace. After John had started meeting many people, I started meeting a lot more people with cancer with the same diagnosis. Having the support system in place was amazing and unexpected, but along with all of the positive support also came a lot of sadness. When you meet a cancer peep, such as yourself, you get close really fast. You share things that you can't share with your family members. These cancer peeps are sometimes even closer to you than your own family members. It's just a bond that can't be explained. Okay, so then what happens when one of you dies? And you have the exact same diagnosis. One survives, one doesn't. You do the same treatment. You do everything the same. You're the same age. You have the same prognosis, yet one of you survives. There's a deep sense of sadness, as one would expect with anyone's life ends early. But in addition to this normal grief comes a feeling of guilt. At first, I couldn't put my finger on how I was feeling. As more and more of my cancer peeps started dying, I became more aware of this nagging guilt. I experienced it especially when someone with my exact same diagnosis and had gone through the same treatments died. The unspoken question always arose: why am I still here? Why did the treatment work for me and not for them? Survivor's guilt, that's what they call it. When we as cancer survivors experience these feelings, not once, but multiple times, it can really impact our lives. Psychologists call this a type of loss is a post-traumatic stress disorder, a form of. Yeah, think about it. Just in general, when death occurs, we start questioning our lives. We start thinking about our expiration dates ourselves, right? And then a special bond and the circumstances that we share, and that happens over and over and over again. It can have an overflow result. Let me explain. Survivors' guilt can creep in slowly and unrecognized. For some, it affects their parts of their lives and they don't recognize it. For others, they recognize it, they work through it. If we don't work through it, we don't speak up about it, we don't talk about our loss and our feelings, then it will affect our physical being. For example, recently I found out that one of our YouTubers passed away. And she had the same diagnosis as I did, everything, the same treatments, everything. However, I'm a little bit older and I have already raised my children. She still had a child to raise. She lost her battle with cancer, and I'm still here. And it really, I just felt so overwhelmingly sad. And then the guilt came in, and I didn't recognize it. I just didn't recognize it. I just shoved it aside. I went to bed. I avoided all social media because I knew there was going to be all these posts about her on there. I went to bed and I had a really bad headache, and then my body started aching. And you know what? It's because I pushed it down, I ignored it, it started manifesting physically, you know? And then I recognized it. I got up and I started crying and I prayed and I faced all those feelings, and my headache disappeared and my body started to relax. Something just as simple as recognizing how and why we feel this way giving ourselves the permission to grieve for all of us. Not just me, not you, but for all of us. It's okay. That was what I had for today. Nothing big, but just something that was really on my heart, and that I know that I was struggling with survivor's guilt. So please don't ignore it. Just talk to somebody. Talk to another cancer survivor. You know we'll understand, right? And also, let's show compassion to others and not forget that it's hard for all of us, and maybe you don't feel it as hard as someone else, you know, but show compassion when they're maybe reacting more than you are, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, if you would like to support my journey, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding. And I will see you Friday. This is Wednesday, and I will see you Friday for Friendly Friday. And you guys have a great rest of the week. Get over that hump and keep going strong. Bye-bye.